All right, I got to figure out this camera situation. For some reason, my camera's not working. So let me get this figured out real quick here. Let me see. Huh. All right, so I know for a fact I got my fucking fancy schmancy camera in, but I guess I got to use this one for now. So until I get my other fancy camera figured out, I'll just use the one that's featured on my laptop. I have decided that I'm going to switch over my YouTube channel from Cool Kid Collector to House of a Thousand Discourses. My old YouTube channel was basically unboxings and shit. I would get like horror movie mystery subscription boxes and I would unbox them. I'm not really into that anymore because the companies that I did like aren't around anymore. And the ones that are still around, just still not quite interested in. I've always been a podcaster at heart. So what I'm going to do is just start doing my podcast live here. I changed it. And right now, I'm just getting through birth pains. I really don't care if anybody is watching or anything. I mean, I do. I would love for people to watch, but I know that will grow with process and pushing and all that stuff. So for now, I just want to make sure that everything works. And I'm basically just going to go live and fucking talk to myself unless people watch and they want to chat. That's totally fine. But like I said, I'm basically just going to make sure the shit works. And I'm going to talk about things that have happened in my area where I live that are pretty fucking crazy. So let me find my phone here. And I will go through some shit that I think is pretty gnarly. First of all, my name is Darren Duncan. I am one half. I'm one of the hosts for Don't Blame Us podcast. I definitely believe in aliens. Audie does not. I'm into true crime, but not like current true crime or anything like that. The way like everybody rides, the Koberger train and all that bullshit, even though I have been placed into that accidentally because my friend Branko Paka was murdered by police in December. And that's just been a whole fucked up, crazy thing. And people have thought that he was involved somehow. And then people thought that I was involved somehow. So some famous YouTubers have been talking shit about me. And I've been interviewed by some pretty popular YouTubers. I've been on ABC Nightline. I've been interviewed by New York Times, Washington Post, and BBC will soon make a documentary about the whole situation. So for now, like I said, I'm just going to get into this shit and I'm basically just going to talk. And this is just going to be a podcast episode for everyone to check out. And if you're new to this, please like, subscribe, share, all that bullshit. I'm trying to push the brand, grow the brand. So help me out with that. I do have a Patreon page. It is patreon.com/HO1D. For as little as $2 a month, you can help support this channel and all of that shit. But I want to talk about an incident that happened on, first of all, I got to do the intro. Welcome to the House of a Thousand Discourses, the Passion Project podcast that provides propaganda. So that's it right there. If you want to hear all my past shit, it's on anchor.fm/HO1D, and you can also find it on Spotify. I've done a lot of cool episodes that I'll probably revamp on haunted history, serial killers, horror movies, all kinds of radical shit. So on April 8th of 1955, there were 4 businessmen who were GOC members that were on watch at their post. Now, this happened in my area, okay? This happened in the Rockford, Illinois area. At approximately 9:30 a.m., they all saw a silver disc-shaped object come from behind a jet interceptor and pass it at a high speed. After witnessing the UFO, they contact Filter Center in Chicago. Within minutes of the report, jets from the O'Hare Field in Park Ridge were sent on an intercept mission. The object was located between Rockford and Cherry Valley. It was described as a silver disc-shaped object that was a 1/4 mile in diameter. That's pretty fucking gnarly. Like, that's huge as shit. I couldn't imagine seeing something that goddamn big in the sky. That'd be fucking wild. Like, what the hell do you do? Like, would you be scared? Would you be in awe? Would you pull out your phone? What the fuck? This is 1955. Nobody had phones, right? So when they located the object, they fired upon the UFO. Like, fucking dummies, but this is 1955. That's probably what you did, you know? But they fired upon it, missing the UFO and hitting a weather balloon. There was an explosion. So this is weird to me. So it's like, all right, they saw a quarter-mile silver disc. The fucking military shot at it and they hit a weather balloon. Like, no one's going to mistake a weather balloon for a quarter-mile silver disc, I would think. So that's either bullshit that they're lying and saying that they hit a weather balloon, or super crazy coincidental there actually was a weather balloon in the area. I don't know, man. I wasn't there. I wasn't even fucking born yet. But just prior to the explosion of a smaller round object shot out of the side of the parent device. Then, in horizontal flight, passed up the jets, after which it was seen to turn on edge and disappear straight up into the sky, going from southeast to northwest. John C. Gregory, Civil Defense Director from Rockford, Illinois, reported the object was said to be a quarter-mile in diameter. Gregory watched the show from atop the old City Hall building after he had received a report from a Rockford resident who saw the same display. Air Force personnel moved in quickly and warned the GOC members to say nothing about the incident. Obviously, yeah, of course they're going to fucking do that, especially in the 50s, man. So, Civil Defense Chief of the area did report the firing to the local press, who in turn explained away the affair by stating that jets had fired on a balloon. The Rockford Register editor was told that the pilots had fired on a weather balloon which had been launched from Minneapolis. There was no mention of the mysterious object which had streaked past the fighters, nor was there any explanation for this amazing attack on a weather balloon over a populated area. I don't care if it was 1955 or not. Again, you can't, like, you're going to know the difference between a silver disc, a quarter-mile wide, and a fucking weather balloon, all right? So it's just funny that, and like a weather balloon, I don't think would streak past fighter jets, right? I mean, come on. The wind moves faster than the fucking airplanes. There's no way. So Kehoe said that Captain White insisted that the Air Force had no knowledge of such an incident and that its jets would never endanger lives by firing on weather balloons. So that makes sense. Like, all right, so our military definitely knows what a fucking weather balloon is. They're not going to shoot at it over, I would assume they're not going to shoot at anything over like a populated area. So like, why would they put people below at risk? Unless it was like, I don't know, if it really was like this crazy aircraft, like from another country or whatever. I don't know. I'm not in the fucking military. I'm not really sure how that works, but that's what he said. And he was positive that White had been ordered to deny attacks on saucers for the evidence in Rockford case was impossible to dismiss. So this brings many questions to mind. In the first place, we question the target being a balloon for the following reasons. The jets were scrambled to intercept an unidentified flying objects, thus ruling out any prearranged engagement. Now, the airport by my house, there are people with private planes that are worth millions of dollars that can go to this airport and they can fly them pretty much whenever they want, but like the local government and the military knows about this shit. So like they know, like, hey, there's a jet being scrambled, like it's fucking homeboy with this fucking plane flying around. They know it's going to be him. So they're definitely not going to fire at it because they're in with communication with the guy the whole time, right? And again, they also know the difference between a weather balloon and a fucking quarter-mile long flying object, right? And the second reason is they're saying that jets are not permitted to fire on meteorological balloons. So if it was identified as a weather balloon, they're not allowed to fucking shoot at it, period. Point blank. They're not allowed to do that. So why did they do that? Because they didn't, because it wasn't a fucking weather balloon, right? And the third reason they're saying is jets are not permitted to fire on practice or random targets in or near residential areas. Like I fucking said earlier, they're not going to just shoot at some fucking object in the sky that's over a town. It's just not going to happen. So that's a crazy little thing that I found out that happened in my area in 1955. Now I want to move on to current news. You're all familiar with the one chip challenge. I got several friends that eat super duper hot shit, and I'm like, you're fucking insane. Why would you do that to yourself? My friend Matt Hoff, the singer of Reckless Redemption, does it all the fucking time. At one time before a show, he did this crazy anarchy fucking challenge, and he went on stage, and it was bad news for him. But this company, Packy, the maker of the extremely spicy tortilla chips, they call it the one chip challenge. They voluntarily pulled the product from shelves after a woman said her teenage son died of complications from consuming a single chip. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with these. You can buy them at the grocery store. I think it's like one fucking goddamn tortilla chip. It's like $8 or $9 or some shit, but it's supposed to be hot as fuck, right? And they're fucking some kid died from doing that shit. I don't know how, but I definitely want to get into it, and we're going to get into it right fucking now. So the chips were sold individually, and their seasoning including two of the hottest peppers in the world, the Carolina Reaper and the Naga Viper. Each chip was packaged in a coffin-shaped container with a skull on the front. Lois Woolabaugh told NBC Boston that her 14-year-old son, Harris Woolabaugh, ate the chip on Friday, then went to the school nurse with a stomachache. Woolabaugh said Harris, a sophomore at Doherty Memorial High School in Worcester, Massachusetts, passed out at home that afternoon. So he ate this fucking thing and passed out. Jesus Christ. But he went to school after doing it. What the fuck? Stop with the challenges, man. Like, there's other ways to prove that you're tough. Like, I don't know, maybe going to work every day and paying bills and shit. Like, that makes you a tough guy. Watch the movie A Bronx Tale for that reference. But anyway, so he fucking went to school, said, I got a stomach ache, went home, passed out that afternoon. He was pronounced dead at the hospital later that day. An autopsy has not yet revealed his cause of death. This is from like 6 days ago. So a spokesperson said in a statement Thursday that Packy, I think that's how you pronounce this company's name, was deeply saddened by the death of Harris Woolabaugh and expressed our condolences to the family. What else are you going to say in that situation? Like, don't buy our shit, don't eat our chips. You know, like, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. All you can say in that situation is like, holy fuck, I'm so sorry that that happened, right? But while the Pacquiao One Chip Challenge is intended for adults only, we have seen an increase in teen usage of the product. Probably because of fucking TikTok and other things like that, obviously, all these goofy ass challenges. So they said that we care about all of our consumers and have made the decision to remove the product from shelves. We are actively working with our retailers and are offering refunds for any purchases of our single serve one chip challenge product. That's crazy. I wonder what they're like. Their overhead can't be much, right? Because every bag is one fucking chip. Think about it. You buy a bag of Doritos, it's mostly air, but like fucking a quarter of it, 25, 30, 40% of it is chips. They're what, $4 or $5 a bag? This is like $8, $9 for one goddamn chip. It's absurd. And for them to pull that product, they're probably like, oh, fuck. But I would think making something that hot and that dangerous and making it anywhere, like in a gas station, I've seen them at grocery stores. I don't think you got to have an ID to buy this fucking thing. So for them to, I'm surprised it took this long to happen. I'm shocked that somebody died. Like, that's fucking crazy that you ate something so hot that you would die. But for that to happen and then pull the product and everything, like, obviously you fucking have to at this point. But yeah, that's just crazy to me I'm shocked that it took this fucking long. So until sales of the product were suspended, Packy's marketing dared people to participate in the challenge by eating one chip, posting pictures of their tongues on social media after the chip turned to blue, and then waiting as long as possible to relieve the burn with water or other food. The challenge has existed in some form since 2016. Now, this is in quotes. Only the bravest will be able to prove they have faced the Reaper when they show off their blue tongue after completing the challenge, Packy's former senior brand manager Brandon Kiefer said in a news release last year. The product's label warned that children, pregnant people, those with underlying health issues, people sensitive to spicy foods, and people who are allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin should avoid the chip. People should seek medical assistance if they experience difficulty breathing, fainting, or extended nausea after having eating the chip, the warning said. You see warnings like that on everything. Like, I'm surprised mayonnaise nowadays doesn't have a warning. I've literally ordered pizza and it fucking says on the side. All right, here's my challenge. I challenge you to order a pizza and look at somewhere on the box and it says open box before consuming. Like, are people that dumb? I don't think people are that dumb, but people are so sue happy. I think that that's just what fucking people have to do now. Because, like, I remember a long time ago somebody saying some shit about, like, I'm gonna start fucking suing Playboy for having carpal tunnel and shit from jerking off so much. If you guys are here in the chat and watching, please comment. I would love to talk to you and chat with you because I'm doing this all by myself and I don't have a co-host or anything to bounce ideas off of. So please comment and I will acknowledge you and I would love to speak with you. But this says here, the label also recommended that people who touch the chip wash their hands with soap and avoid touching their eyes or other sensitive areas. This is 100% true. I have chopped jalapenos at a cookout, didn't even fucking think about it, going to the bathroom to piss. 10, 15 later, my shit is on, not my shit, but my dick is like on fire. Like, oh my fucking God. Because I didn't wash my hands after fucking cutting up jalapenos and I went to piss. It was fucking absurd. One time I was at my brother's house, we were cooking out, and this dude, Chris Wilson, big bad motherfucker. He was like 7'1", gigantic dude. He's dead now. He died of a fucking heart attack. He was just too big of a man. And this dude, big bad motherfucker, beat up anybody on the planet, right? Basically. And he was doing the same thing. He was cutting up peppers and he was sweating. It was fucking hot out. We're fucking cooking out in the summertime. It's hot. And he went and wiped sweat off his eyebrows and his eyes, and his fucking face lit up. He looked like Mike Tyson stuck him 2-3 times in each fucking eyeball, dude. It was absurd. And it's funny because all day long at the cookout, he was bragging about how he just got this new job as a bouncer. And my dad was like a little bit shorter than him. My dad was 6'4", and he's like, "Motherfucker, you ain't tough. All I gotta do is slap you with a jalapeno." It was fucking hilarious. You just had to have been there. It was one of those kind of stories. But the spiciness of chili peppers is measured on the Scoville scale, which calculates the heat units in a given pepper. So, for example, Carolina Reapers score around 1.7 million Scoville heat units, and Naga Viper peppers around 1.4 million. A jalapeno, by contrast, rates up to 8,500. So a jalapeno's fucking hot. Like, don't get it fucked up. I'm not a big hot food dude, but I wouldn't sit there and just eat a fucking jalapeno for fun. But these kids are eating chips with a 1.7 million Scoville heat unit and another pepper on it with a 1.4 million. And it's like, you wonder, like, it took this long for somebody to die. It's absurd. The main health, I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying, like, that's fucking insane. Why would you do that? Why would you punish yourself? The main health risks of eating a Carolina Reaper involve vomiting, burning, or numbness in the mouth, according to a 2020 study. Studies have also documented severe headaches from consuming extremely spicy peppers, as well as one case in which a man vomited so much from eating ghost peppers that he tore a hole in his esophagus. That's fucking nuts. I could totally see that. Like, I've puked being sick or drunk or whatever, and just the fucking dry heaves alone, like, just tears at your diaphragm. I sing metal. I've done it for 20 fucking years. And sometimes I get pain down there, but nothing like a dry heave, right? It's fucking absurd, dude. So the Worcester County District Attorney, Joseph Riley Jr., said that Wednesday in a post that hospitalizations from the one chip challenge have been reported across the country, including among teens. Last fall, the Dublin Unified School District in Northern Carolina told NBC Bay Area that several of its students were sent home because of adverse reactions to the product. Yeah, that fucking makes sense. If you eat this dumbass thing like at lunch and you're fucking 15, you and all your homies are sitting at the fucking lunchroom on the table, and you're like, check this out. Oh, fucking Tommy's gonna eat this chip, and then he eats it, and the rest of his day is fucked, right? That's so fucking. I can only imagine how many fucking kids What fucking dumbass 15-year-old kid? When I was 15, I didn't have like $8 to waste on one chip. I don't know, man. It's fucking absurd to me. But while the investigation into the cause of the teenager's death in Worcester continues, the Worcester County District Attorney's Office would like to remind parents to research and discuss with your children about the one chip challenge. He added, parents should advise their kids not to partake in this activity. That's like, I don't know, man. I totally get it. It's like, oh, where were the parents at? Blame the parents. It's like kind of combining a chip to Columbine, I suppose. Like anytime something fucking crazy happens, you're like, where were the parents? But I totally get it because I tell my kids all the time, don't talk to strangers, don't get in white vans when people offer you candy, don't do drugs, don't steal shit, don't lie, don't pick fights. Now I'm gonna have to start telling them, don't fucking eat hot shit and don't do TikTok challenges. It's fucking absurd. But yeah, I don't know. It's fucking insane. But again, for those of you that do not know, this is the House of 1000 Discourses. This is brand new. It's my new YouTube channel. If you are here, please comment because, like I stated earlier, I do not have a co-host. So please feel free to fucking chip in and talk to me, and I would love to talk to you. I will bring up another news article here that I found that is close to me. This shit is fucked up. So this happened in Rock Island, Illinois, and it's fucking tragic. It's super sad. It's fucking crazy. I will bring this up right now. Basically a 10-year-old boy in Rock Island, he was found dead in his mom's garbage can. Like they were looking for this kid for fucking ever, and they finally found him, and he was in a goddamn garbage can on the side of his fucking house. So I just got to find this article. I guess I should have been more prepared, but like I said earlier, this is new to me. I will do this real quick, and then I'm probably gonna hop off here. I'll just keep it at like a half an hour for now until the audience starts engaging more, and then I'll hop back on and keep doing this with you guys. But so in Rock Island, Illinois, police are investigating a suspicious death of a 10-year-old boy, according to a release from the department and information from the Rock Island County coroner. On Wednesday, July 26th, around 9:30 a.m., Rock Island police began an investigation into a suspicious death in the 1700 block of 20 and a half Avenue. Rock Island County coroner Brian Gustafson confirmed the victim was identified as Zion Staples, a 10-year-old boy. News 8 spoke with a neighbor who can't believe this happened across the street from her. She said, quote, I've lost sleep over it and I've prayed a lot. I have to believe that she has done some extra measures to cover up that smell. Otherwise, nobody could have stood that. Nobody. Like many of us, Deb is wondering how it's taken 7 months to find her son and what, or not Deb's son, but the boy's name is Zion, and what tipped the police off to come to the house. So this little boy, he's 10 years old. He's been missing for fucking quite a while. And the mom's like, I don't know where he's at. And then the whole fucking time he was in a goddamn garbage can in the fucking yard, in his own yard. So these are in quotes. This is what the neighbor was saying. Like, where was the school? Where was the family? Nobody seemed to come over there and question it. Like, nobody was like, where's your son? What the fuck is going on in Rock Island, Illinois? An autopsy was performed Friday, July 28th in Rockford. According to Gustafson, the preliminary results show the death was considered suspicious and not natural. Obviously, he was in a fucking garbage can. What the fuck do you think happened? He fucking tripped and fell in it? No, absolutely not. On Wednesday evening, Sushi Staples, her name's Sushi, really? Oh, fuck your parents for that. So she's 37. She was taken into custody. This must be the mom of the boy. She was taken into custody and charged with concealment of a death, obstruction of justice, and failure to report the death of a child. Why not murder? Why wasn't she fucking convicted of murder? Or not convicted, but arrested for murder? What the fuck is going on in Rock Island, man? So this bitch appeared in court on Friday, where bond was set at $500,000. She'll get out with 10%, which I doubt she fucking has. She lives in Rock Island. A preliminary hearing has been set for August 15th. I know we're in September now. I haven't done podcasts in a while, so just fucking deal with me. The coroner said that due to the ongoing nature of the investigation, no further information will be released at this time. Rock Island Police Department also declined to comment further. So again, I am Darren Duncan. This YouTube channel used to be called Cool Kid Collector. I used to do unboxings and shit. I switched over the format. I'm going to start doing my own podcast now called House of a Thousand Discourses. I've been doing this for a couple of years, just not on YouTube. I've done it on Spotify, Anchor.fm, and all that kind of shit. So if you're interested, just fucking Google House of 1000 Discourses. I'm on Anchor.fm, Spotify, all that jive. You can listen to all my past stuff. But right now, I'm going to keep going forward on the YouTube channel. So please tell your friends about me. Subscribe. Let's do it. I'm going to end this now. This is the first episode that I've done. I'm going to keep it at a half an hour. I got a Patreon set up for $2 a month. You can support it. I'll send you guys merch. I'll give you access to backstage shit, all kinds of fun stuff. Please comment below eventually after you guys see this shit. I know nobody's watching right now, and that's totally cool because I'm getting through birth pains, but please give me topics of what you want to talk about. In the future, I'm definitely going to do an episode on BTK, Buying Torture Kill, Dennis Rader. I fucking hate that piece of shit. Total scumbag, serial killer, but there's been new news about him, so I will cover him soon. And all kinds of other shit. Horror movies, aliens, haunted history, fucking every goddamn thing. So just let a motherfucker know what you want to hear in the future. Thanks for sticking around. I'm going to end it right now. This is House of a Thousand Discourses, the Passion Project podcast that provides propaganda, and you are now exiting the House of a Thousand Discourses. Thank you all so much.